Hi friends, in the previous video we have seen how we can execute the methods in the class and how we can write the methods in the class. So now we will see about the uh, modifiers, okay, public and private variables. Now here if you go, I have, let's create with example, I have something like employees, okay, let it be array. So array, that too it will take string of array. Is an array of strings, okay, and now I have a method something like uh, add employee, okay, add employee. So I have method like this, and add employee, what it will take is, so it will take employee of type string, and what I will do, I will directly this dot employees dot push of that employee thing I will push, okay. Now I will have another one something like print employees, and what I will try to do, I will try to console.log this dot employees dot length. I will use that in this dot employees dot length, and also what I can use is, oh sorry, where is this cursor going? Yeah, now I can use this console.log this dot employees. I will print the total employees object. So now what I have did is I have defined two methods. I have defined two methods here. That is nothing but what I can say is sorry, add employee and print employees, okay. So two methods is it, and there is also one property that is nothing but employee string of string. Now if I want to do this one, so I can remove this all thing, and I can also remove this one. Now what I will try to do, I will try to department dot add employee of, I will add one employee with name Leela, okay, and I will add another employee with name John. Now what I will try to do, I will try to call department dot print employees, okay. So the what I have did is I have called this method, I am adding the employees through this method. Two employees I have added, and I want to see the employees. So if I execute this one, and if I see the output, what could be the output here? Here I got the two total number of employees, and also the employees names I got it as Leela and John. It's fine, it's perfect, it's nice. Now instead of adding like this, I can also add in such a way that department dot employees of 2 is equal to, I will add something like Don, okay. I have added another one Don. Now if I check here the output, now here if you see here 3 Leela and Don is there, both 3 employees are there. So you can see that we can add the employee into that employees variable in two ways. We can add this one, so using directly we can send it to the array, or otherwise using this method. So we have two different ways, so where we can insert employees into this variable. So if you are working with so much of big team colleagues and all those things, so one colleague may use this type of implementation for pushing employee into that variable, and another employees can use this type of variable. So if you have two ways of things, something like this could be a somewhat difficult thing. Why? Because for example, you need to add employee, basics depends on with some validations. So with validations, okay, so you need to have some validations or anything, you need to do some validations or anything, so that validations are there in this add employee only. So if any person uses this type of implementation, so the validations and all those things will not be get executed, and we cannot use the single way of entering into the adding into the employee. So, okay, this why this may find somewhat difficult. So in order to overcome this type of situation, what we can do is, instead of keeping this one as public, so default one, if you didn't mention anything as a public and all those things, the default it will be, what we can say, it will be public only. Now we will mention it as a private, okay. Now here if it is not there means is nothing but public only, okay. If you mention or not mention, default one is public only. Now if you mention this one as a private, so that means this variable will be accessed only inside this class only, okay. Outside this class we will be not able to access that employees variable. Private means it can be accessed only in this class using this dot employees thing. So now if I go here, if you see here, department dot employees of 2 has thrown an error. If you see here, property employees is private and only accessible in the class department. So this employees variable is accessed only in the class department only. So now we got only one way of adding the employees. Adding the employees in this employees variable, we have only one way, so that you can, if you have any logic or anything before you pushing into that employees thing, if you want to implement any logic, you can implement it directly. So this is how private will be useful. So while doing this type of operations, and also what we can say is, for example, here you have used public and private. For example, if I have this keyword, if I keep it like this and if I try to run here, I got an error. But if you see the main.js, the main.js will be created, and here you will be able to see department of employees of preschool down and all those things you have seen. Normal in the ES6 vanilla JavaScript and all those things, there is no public and private concept in the vanilla JavaScript. You need to remember. But the TypeScript compiler will show during the compilation will show you an error. So TypeScript has only this type of option, but it will execute this one. If you try to see the output, you'll be able to see the output here. You see, if I refresh it here, okay, you'll still able to see the output. Leela, John and Dan, you will be able to see the output. So if you have an error also, TypeScript JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript doesn't have the private concept analysis. Only the TypeScript compiler will allow us. TypeScript has a concept, so that TypeScript compiler at the time of compilation, it will show you the error, this one. But in the runtime, this one will work. Java, so it automatically will be converted into JavaScript. So private and public properties, there is no concept of those concept in vanilla JavaScript. So that is the reason this will execute. Okay, but it is better if you have this type of feature in the TypeScript, so that you will be able to know the code at the time of compilation. So what is the code you are writing, so that we can write a cleaner code. This is the main concept. When we can get success in the TypeScript is we can write the cleaner code. We will be able to have the authority what we are writing like this. Okay, so this is the private and public access modifiers in the TypeScript. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comment below to this video. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.